views from lives. However, I have something extremely important that I wanted to talk about, and it is the Epstein files. So I have been following the Epstein files for years, like years. This is not something that I'm just like hopping on the bandwagon with. I've known about this ish for a while now. So when everything started to go public, of course, I dived. I went in. And I've been trying my best to keep up as much as possible. I cannot be the person who's going to go in and look at every single photo that they've published just because it hurts my heart way too much. And for the people who are able to do that and take that, more power to you and thank you, because I will listen to the podcast all day long that describe that. I do feel like it is something that needs to be talked about more, and there needs to be more outrage. Quite honestly, I wholeheartedly believe that I don't know. I got this rage in me. And I think some of it has to do with the fact that I am so passionate about my nonprofit, shameless plug here, Sunflowers Key. Sunflowers Key assists finding shelter for domestic violence victims. It helps smooth out some wrinkles between law enforcement agencies, nonprofit shelters, and the victims. So I will do as much as possible as I can for domestic violence victims, for sexual assault victims. Um, I've got an umbrella, it's violence against women, and I have been sexually assaulted previously. Um, Dang, this video is probably gonna get cut out because I keep saying that damn word, but it's okay because SA is something that needs to be talked about. Um, you know, is something that I'm passionate about. Aside from me personally going through that, I have a nonprofit, and these things are just hitting me, and I am trying to keep up to everything. But today there was an arrest made. Today is the 19th. I'm going to read to you a little snippet of what I found here. I am a subscriber of Ground News. I actually started following because, or subscribe because I follow Soft White Underbelly pretty closely. So I I can't stop reading Grounds. Like I'm a subscriber to Ground. I will continue to be. It's the best news outlet. So let me read you a couple snippets about what has happened. UK police arrest former Prince Andrew in Epstein-linked misconduct. On February 19th, officers arrested Andrew Mountbatten Windsor at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate. Sangria estate. That sounds better, right? Yeah. Norfolk on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He remains in police custody on his 66th birthday. And I will say there are photos of him with the victims' faces blurred out. Bondi has admitted that that is a victim that he's standing, oh, not even standing over, he's like hovering over on all fours. So he was there victimizing this female. Following assessment of released DOJ files, police opened inquiries after a complaint linked to millions of pages related to Jeffrey Epstein from the U.S. Department of Justice. Searches at addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk are underway, with emails dated November 2010. Forwarded 5 minutes after Amir Patel sent them, and a Christmas Eve 2010 brief copied to Epstein. Officials said the investigation remains ongoing and further statements will be provided at the appropriate time, as King Charles III issued a written statement expressing deep concern. Commentators called the arrest unprecedented for a senior royal, notating it is the first arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor in modern history. I wonder what that means. I know what it means, but what does it really mean? And CEO Graham Smith said, "Make no mistake, this is a result of Republic's action." How many more arrests will be made, and when will they be made? I want to see. There are so many names in this file, and I understand they kind of just like dumped like over 300 names, but they know. They know who did what. They have all the files. They have the unredacted files. There are plenty of people who have seen those unredacted files. And I understand photos, photos don't lie. He was out there, he was in there. They released a photo with him over a victim. Of course, he was probably counting down the days, but how about everybody else? When are we going to see that? When are we going to see arrests made in the United States? And I understand it may topple a government. And you know what? I will say I am a Republican. However, this is not a party issue at all. At all. There need to be arrests made, whether that's going to topple a government or not. If it's going to topple a government, then our government to begin with was, I mean, come on now. Make the arrests, get these people out of office in places they do not need to be. Because guess what? Epstein, he's a cog. He may have manipulated hundreds, maybe thousands of people and people in important places. However, there's going to be another Epstein. All they did was take out one. There are more. There are so many more. All the powerful people in place, you don't think somebody else is going to take his place? Somebody else has been handed the baton, and it will continue. The violence against women in this country is being shown to us as Americans. We are reading it, we are listening to it on podcasts, and we are watching it on YouTube unfold. And as influencers online, I thank you and I take my hat off to you. I'm looking at the comments here. I Hi everybody. Um this is not about politicians. This is about human rights. This is about women not being protected. And again, I have a nonprofit, Sunflower's Key, that is an umbrella. It helps all violence against women. And one of the big things about my nonprofit is SA. You know, we're in the process of trying to purchase a property in Austin, Texas to help. I'm doing as much as I can. And I love that I am seeing more people do as much as they can. But I feel like us, you know, not big names, nobody who's like up in the hierarchy of politicians who can move the mountains that need to be moved, are doing enough. And if they're doing things that we don't know about to rectify the situation, then I hope to God we know about it soon. Because arrests need to be made, and they're not being made. Even if they're working in their offices doing as much as they can, y'all have the proof already. I'm sure there is sufficient evidence to make a few arrests, more than just a few. So why isn't it happening? Why? I want to know. And again, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love every conspiracy out there. Like, I will listen to all the podcasts. I have been doing that for as long as I can remember. I like to absorb as much knowledge as I possibly can, whether that's a conspiracy or not, because at the end of the day, every lie, there's a little bit of truth. And all these years that people have been going on and telling these crazy stories that nobody's believed are coming out to what? Have a little bit of truth, huh? More than just a little bit. So I am so glad that they have made an arrest, right? One big arrest. I'll clap for that little win. I want to continue clapping. I want to see more done. I want to know. I feel like us as individuals that live within the United States have a right to know what's going on, what's happening. And I believe there should be more uproar, more rage. And it might be just me because I am so involved in violence against women, and that is a passion of mine. And I have personally experienced some of these things on a first-hand basis, unfortunately, that this is such a passion of mine. But guess what? 1 in 3 women have experienced it. That's some shit. There needs to be more. I'm going to try to take a few clips of this, post it on my shorts as much as I can. But again, my platform is not to talk about this stuff. It is not something that I want to transition to. However, I got a fire in me, and we all should. I feel like the more we talk about this, the more that people can go on and read these articles to inform other individuals who maybe would not, log in and read the news. The more people hear about this, the better. So every now and then I will drop in. And if I see something that I feel like the public should know, even if that's just one, two, three more people, then that's one, two, three more people that are going to know what's going on and be updated. So again, I read a small article about the UK police arrest former Prince Andrew and Epstein linked misconduct probe. I hope that I hope, right, that he stays in jail. However, do I believe that he will? You know, I'm not going to hold my breath. I hope so, but I'm not going to hold my breath. So I'm sorry for everybody who follows this platform of mine to, learn a snippet about real estate, what I'm doing on the day to day, about homesteading, or, wants to know about the boutique, or my nonprofit, that I went off on this rant about politics. I really do. Well, I'm not even gonna say politics, about victims. I apologize to you if you're just here for the other things. However, again, the more you know. Follow along, see what other info I can drop whenever I can drop it. Uh, Sorry again if you're not here for that, but I'm here for everything. Uh, who is this? Construction, DA Construction. I don't have a big following. I'm so sorry. I don't know why you want me to shout you out, but is it DEA Construction? I see you. Get arc on arc raiders. What's arc raiders? I want to know more. Is that a news source? I love good news sources. What is arc raiders? Let's see what that is. Somebody told me get an arc raider. I hope this is something that I should be looking at and something that I need to see. I hope that somebody just didn't put this like random ass website. Arc raiders. Let's see what that is. Oh, it's a game. Yeah, sorry. That was pretty much nothing. I do not have time to play games. Quite honestly, I own a nonprofit, Sunflowers Key. I own an e-commerce, Sequence Saddle. I'm a real estate agent. I ain't got time for that. I have time to jump on here real quick, but other than that, I got to get back to coding because I have to code a lot today and go visit people to try to get donations for my nonprofit to help sexual assault victims, to help domestic violence victims. That's what I got to do, guys. Thanks for following along.